finalizing the question, please make sure you have a pair of compass next to you. If you don't have your set next to you, find a way of getting it, because we're going to need the pair of compass for this one.
Yeah.
Excuse me, teacher, are we writing that question?
Yes.
Thank you.
Why is x negative at least? Anyway.
Access. The board is clear to everyone. Mr. Sanjay, are you seeing the board on your phone? Mr. Sali?
Yes, the board is very clear.
Okay, so the question is okay. The question is clear. The graph is also clear. Did you say? The heading is reflection through slanting lines. Reflection through slanting lines. Good morning, everyone. I want us to pick it from here. Okay. The question is, okay, the subheading is reflection through slanting lines. And our question, our example is here. We are told to find the edges, these points P, Q, PQR after reflection in the line x minus y minus x is equal to 0. Okay. Nine. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You make sure that you mark off your coordinates. This is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay, this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. I mark off my coordinates here. Okay, that is the 0. Yeah, that's my graph, y-axis, and then the x-axis. Okay. The question, we can now go to our graph here. We are told to get the images of 3 points here after reflection in the line. The line is y minus x is equal to 0. Okay. Now, I want to use this part. I can clean.
You can use that part.
Okay, or I can open and use here. Okay. So I can use here.
Yes.
The line is y minus x is equal to 0. I have to first put this line on the graph. This is our mirror line. I have to first put it on the graph before I do any reflection. So the line is y minus x is equal to 0. We are going to get 3 points on this line. We are going to get 3 points on this line. I told you that a line can have like 1,000 points on it. We only need 3 of your choice. My point may not be the same as Mr. Sali's points exactly. The points are those are points of my choice. So I start, this is y minus x is equal to 0. I say that when x is equal to say 2, okay, that's my choice. Mr. Senjube was saying when x is equal to 0, that's also very okay. You can say when x is equal to any value. So when x is equal to 0, I'll have from this one, I'll have y. When x is equal to 2, I'll have y minus 2 is equal to 0. And then y will equal to, I take this negative 2 to the other side to have 2. So the first point here is going to be 2, 2. That's my first point. I look for the second point and say that when, I can say when y, when x, that's your choice. So when x is equal to, I can say negative 1, okay? That's the value of my choice. When x is negative 1, I'll have from this equation, I'll have y minus negative 1, which is equal to 0. This will be y negative and a negative, I'll have plus 1. This is equal to 0. And then y will equal to, I take the positive 1 to the other side to get negative 1. So my second point here is negative 1, negative 1. I look for the third one. This part of the board is in. Mr. Sada, are you able to see here?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I look for the third point and say when x is equal to which value, Mrs. Kisambu?
You can say negative 3.
Negative 3 again. When x is equal to negative 3, I say y is y minus, from this equation it will be y minus negative 3. I put it in brackets because it's negative. This is equal to 0. I'll have y plus 3, which is 0, and then y is equal to negative 3. So the third point is negative 3, negative 3. So I have got 3 points on the line, points of my choice. You also have your choice. So can I get questions there before I plot these points to get the mirror line here?
Okay, ladies, any question on what we have done so far? Just raise up your hand up. Okay, Joanna Sache, unmute and submit.
Teacher, can you hear me?
Yes.
Teacher, if I had not used the same coordinates as Mr. Kennedy, like if I had used 13 or 14, would I also end up having the same results as his? Even if I used 13 or 15 or 20 or 30? Okay, even if I had not used those ones, like.
I'm saying you can use coordinates of values of your choice, but make sure that the values are small, because now here on the graph I don't have 20. If you say when x is equal to 20, where will you put 20? You use smaller values. You don't go to those big ones.
And it's better for them to use values which are closer to 0.
Okay.
Because they are easy to plot. Other than those big values.
Mrs. Nampaji, Mrs. Kisambi here is saying that it is it's advisable to use values closer to 0 because they are cheaper to plot. Now, if you say when x is 100, where will you put the 100? How will you plot the 100 on that graph that is ending at, mine here is ending at 9? How will you plot the 100? Okay, another question?
Okay, let's see. And Grace, S2K, unmute and submit. People without streams, you may not be able to participate today. Include your streams.
Yes. Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
On the part of when x is equal to 2, can you also replace the x with y and then you give it a point like 2, or it's wrong?
Yeah, it's very fine. You can say when y is equal to 4, you put 4 here, look for the value of x. It's very fine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Sheila Kalonji, S2S, unmute and submit. Okay, Sheila, you have disappeared. Paula Kazina, you're there. Okay, Sheila.
So my hand was up by mistake, sorry.
Oh,
Okay, so it seems everyone is comfortable. We can move on.
some two hands.
Okay, very fast.
Paula, your hand has been up. Unmute and submit.
Sir, I was a bit lost. What is this calculation for? Are you supposed to subtract 2 coordinates and get the answer 0, and that's the line? I'm confused.
What? I beg your pardon?
What is this calculation for?
So can I explain?
What are these calculations for? Here, we want to get at least 3 points on a line. We are given the equation of the line as this one. We are looking for at least 3 points on the line, which we are going to plot on the graph to draw our mirror line. So, how do we get those points? You choose, okay, these are values of your choice. These are points of your choice. I said that a line can have uncountable number of points, uncountable points. There are very many points on each line. We need only 3. So you say, when x is equal to this, what will be the corresponding value of y? That will give you a point. When y is this, what will be the corresponding value of x? You get a second point. We need only 3 to plot, and then we get the mirror line. Okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
You are welcome. Another person?
Okay, Shona Lisa, unmute and, okay.
Yes, I was asking, it's not concerning this, I was just asking that in case maybe they tell us, is there a point where they're going to ask us to find the mirror line?
To find the mirror line? Yes, that situation is there, and we shall get.
And if so,
Lisa, continue.
yes, and if so, do we also have to, mark the points like here, or just drawing the mirror line?
Okay, Lisa, that one is towards the end of this topic, and we shall look at it. And in that case, they will give us the object and the image. Then we get the mirror line. We shall cross the bridge when we get there.
Okay, thank you.
Daniela Akelo, unmute and submit.
Teachers, well, why are the values like doubled? Like say we have 2 to 2. I mean 2 2. -1.
It depends on the equation of the line. You see here, when you take x to the other side, I have y minus x is equal to 0. When I take x to the other side, the equation of the line would be y is equal to x. So that's the reason.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
You are welcome.
Let's take more questions.
Oh, are there other questions?
Namgabo Daphne, unmute and submit.
Teacher, I have a question. Like when, every number of reflection, are they supposed to give you like an equation to find the mirror line, or there is a question that can come and you're using the exact grid?
And you're using the exact what?
the exact grid, like the exact X and Y.
Okay, this one is Daphne. Eh?
Yes.
Daphne, we have two situations. They can give you the object and the mirror line to look for the images. They can give you the image and the object to look for the mirror line. That will be later towards the end of the topic. Eh? But now here, what we are dealing with, you are given the object points and the mirror line. So you look for the images.
Letitia, your hand has been up. May you?
Excuse me, teacher. You said we can plot as many points as we. Is it possible to plot only 2 points?
Yes, 2 points are okay, but the reason why I bring the third one is to check the accuracy of the first two. No, when I get this first point, it is correct, and then I make a mistake in the second point. When I plot, the line will come. Any 2 points will give you the line. But if I look for the third and say the first one is here, the second one is here, and the third one is there, I'll get to know that one of the points is what? Is wrong. That's why I include the third one to confirm that my 3 points are correct. Otherwise, the two can give us the line. But the reason why I add the third one is to confirm that the points are correct.
At Kwase, unmute and submit.
Teacher, I'm still a bit confused there where I worked out that when X is equal to 1.
Okay, I say that they give you the equation of the line, which is now, in this case, it's y minus x is equal to 0. Now, I have to get 3 points. Someone was talking about 2, but I said that the third one is to confirm that my points are correct. Now, how do I get the points? I say that when x is equal to this, what will be the value of y? After getting the value of y, I form a point. It is the first coordinate is the x coordinate, the second coordinate is the y coordinate. Here, I say when x is equal to, these values I put here are values of my choice. So you can also have your choice. I can say that when x is equal to 5, y from this equation, I'll have y minus 5, which is equal to 0, and then y is equal to 5. This point 5, 5 is also on the line. So my points may not be exactly the same as your points, because a line has very many points. So you choose only 3. Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. So is everyone comfortable now?
Is it possible to get different? Is it possible to get different points? Like you have 2, 2.
Okay. Now that I have said that my points may not be exactly the same as your points, can we get other points from you people? Points on this line. Okay.
Okay, let's get some people to give us more points.
2 people.
And Atmanya, your hand has been up. Unmute and submit. Atmanya.
Teacher was asking, why do we only find x and not y?
I said it's very okay. You can say when y is equal to this, and then you look for the corresponding value of x.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
I can check this one. Look here. I'm checking the third one. I'm saying when When y is equal to, Mr. Sally, which value can we use?
When y is equal to 3.
When y
Hey, we
is
have a
3,
math.
when y is 3, I come to this equation and say 3 minus x is equal to 0. Here it will be 3, which is equal to, I want to take this negative x to the other side. So 3 is equal to x, and then x is equal to 3. So the point here will be 3, 3. Okay? So someone is giving us another point
Now,
on the line.
Rosemary, unmute and submit.
5, 5. 5, 5.
5, 5, that's very good. Another person?
And okay, let's have one more since good day. Unmute and submit.
6, 6.
6, 6, that's very good. All those points are on that line. We are choosing only 3. So let's plot and we get our mirror line. The first point is 2, 2, 2 on the x-axis, 2 on the y-axis. So the point is there. That is the 2, 2. Mr. Sally, are we on? Okay. The second point is -1, -1. -1 on the x-axis, -1 on the y-axis. So the point is here. Then the third point is 3, 3. 3 on the x-axis, 3 on the y-axis. So the point is here. Okay? No, the same. Okay. So after plotting, our mirror line is now here.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes. Our mirror line is now here. You don't forget to label this line. The line is y minus x is equal to 0. Who is that one? You are excused.
I was asking, whichever coordinates you use, do you get the same line?
It will be the same line. It will be the
So
same
even if I
line.
do the same number but using different coordinates from yours, I'll still get the same line as you have.
Exactly the same line.
Maybe, excuse me, someone who gave 5, 5, you realize that if someone had plotted 5, 5, 5, 5 is here, and it will still be on the line. 6, 6 is also here, still on the line. So even if you are not using the exact points, all those points will lie in that line.
Melissa and Taganda, you've been having your hand up.
Teacher, I wanted to ask what question comes for you to do this. What question did they ask?
Hey, Melissa, didn't you copy the question? Maybe you have come.
I put a question in the chat.
Okay. So Mr. Sally sent the question in the chat. So look at it.
I came late. It's not there.
The question is not there.
Okay, when someone comes late, let me repost it.
Okay, thank you.
Then Shona Lisa, unmute and submit. You're the only hand remaining.
Yes, sure. Is it possible to draw that line with a compass, like to mark that line with a compass?
With a compass?
Yes.
No. No, it's you have got your points, you plot the points, and then join those points using a ruler.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome. So we can move on. This is okay. Now I bring back the question. So the question is here. Find the images. Find, I want my body to be seen here.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. I want it to enlarge it. Find the images. Find the images of P, Q, and R after reflection in the line y minus x is equal to 0. Okay, now our mirror line is already on the board. I come to plot a point. The first point here is the P, 1, 2. 1 on the x-axis, then 2 on the y-axis. The point P is here. This is the P. I hope no one has a problem with the plotting. Now, yesterday and last week, we looked at the horizontal and then the vertical mirror lines. Here, the mirror line is slanting. You can see the mirror line is slanting. Where we have a slanting mirror line, we are not going to just count the spaces. It's not obvious, okay? Now what we do is you get your compass. My compass is here, okay? I stand at point P, my object. I adjust the compass past the mirror line. I put one up here and then another up here. Are we there? I put 2 ups on this line, on the mirror line. One here, another one is here. Yes? After that, I don't change the length of the compass. I come to this up, yes, then I make another up here. I come to the second up of the line and I make another up. Where the 2 ups meet, where the 2 meet is where the image of P is. So my image of P is here, which is the P complement. What are the coordinates of P complement? Can I first get the coordinates of P complement?
2,
Okay,
1.
some, let's see, Zawad is I tune, unmute and submit.
What are the coordinates?
+2 and 1.
+2, 1. Very good. So that is the image of P, and we are calling it P complement. I want to repeat the procedure here. Can I first repeat the steps?
People, put up your hand and you will be picked. Don't open your microphones.
Okay. Allow me to first repeat the steps here. I said you plot a point P here. P is 1, 2, so 1, then 2. After plotting, I put my compass at that point P. I cut the first up anywhere on this line, on the mirror line, here this side, and then this side. So I have this one and this one. Those are the 2 that I make on the mirror line. After that, I stand here on this up. I make an up on this side, opposite, because remember the image and the object must be at the opposite side of the mirror line. That's one of the properties of images formed by plane mirrors. So I stand here, I cut these. I told you that you don't adjust the length of the compass, you keep it the way you started it. So I stood here, I cut this and this one. I stand here, I cut this, I stand here, I cut the second one. The 2 are meeting here. And this is now the image of P, which I'm calling P complement. Okay, I can now get 1, 2 questions there.
Okay, let's get some questions. I see some hands here. Someone who hasn't said anything. Kasacha, Joy, unmute and submit.
It's okay, I wanted to answer.
Okay.
Glenna, you refuse to put stream on your name, but anyway, we know you. Unmute and submit.
I have not really understood the the making of the x on the x minus on the y minus x line. I've not understood that. Okay, yes, the mirror line. I've not understood.
Okay, Glenn, I'm going to do the same on the second point Q. So wait for that one.
Okay.
Natkunda, unmute and submit.
By the way, if it is possible, I can use it.
It's the last one.
Teacher, I just want to know the distance, like from point P to, like those arcs that they've marked off on the mirror line, like what distance do we use?
Any distance, long as they are on the line, on the mirror line.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's now go through the second point. Probably it may answer these other questions that are there. So let's reflect now point Q in the same line.
Okay, point Q is 1, 4. 1, then 4. Point Q is here. 1, 4. After putting my point there, I get my compass. I stand here at point Q, the point that I'm reflecting. Okay? I use any length of the compass that I want. So, okay, and after choosing it, you maintain it up to the end. So I put it here, I put my compass here, I cut. Okay, I put my arc here. And then another one here. Okay. After that, I don't change. I said I don't change the length of the compass. I stand here. Okay. And then I cut. And then I stand here and do the second cutting. So my two arcs are meeting here. This is where the Q complement is. What are the coordinates of Q complement?
Okay, let's have someone to give us an answer there. Okay, someone, Kamaholo, Carissa, unmute and submit.
It is 4-1, and teacher, me, I wanted to say my pen can't fit in the canvas.
4-1. Use a pencil.
Okay, thank you.
So, thank you.
Okay. Is Glenna very okay now?
Glenna, are you now fine with your, what was your concern?
No, teacher. Okay, I have a question. If my arcs that I have just drawn, they don't exactly land on like the 4-1, exactly on 4-1, and then it's just a bit on top of the 4-1 point, will it still be correct?
Okay. Now, in most cases, these points are exact. And if you fail to get the exact, you get to know that you have not been accurate. Okay?
Yes. So
But
now we redraw. If you use the pen and you find out it's not accurate, you just redraw the whole thing.
No, pick that point which is next to, because you said it is almost next to that 0.41. So pick the 41.
Okay. Thank you.
The graph papers are very, very nice. So.
Okay, do we have another question, Mr. Sali?
Yeah, okay, let's get questions because we have 1 point to plot which can address your questions. Then is Sarah S2K, unmute and submit.
Sorry, teacher, I wanted to answer. I forgot my hand up.
Okay, Treasure Nisima, unmute and submit.
Excuse me, teacher. Do you necessarily have to use a compass to draw the arcs? Can't you just use your free hand with a pen and you do it like how we were doing with the horizontal and the vertical mirror lines? See how much, okay, like the distance, you compare the distance of the object from the mirror line and then of the image, and then you mark that point.
I think if you have that eye that can see that, it is perfectly okay. Is that okay, Treasure? If you can do it direct, it is possible to do it without construction. If you can, well and good. But for the majority of the people, it is easier if they follow this procedure.
It becomes obvious when the lines are horizontal, vertical, but these slanting ones, yeah. Okay.
If you see it, it's perfect.
Namale Joy, unmute and submit. Namale Joy. Namale Joy. Okay, let me give an opportunity to another person. Lucinga Lorraine, unmute and submit.
Teacher, how do you know the distance for the campus? How do you measure the distance?
So long as the compass pencil or pen touches the line, the mirror line, that's okay. At 2 points, you touch the other side and then the opposite side of the line. That is the most important thing.
Oh, okay. Thank you, teacher.
Yes, Natabona, unmute and submit.
Teacher, I'm asking that instead of using our compass, can we just estimate like the point P, it's half of a square. Can't we just put it on the other side of the mirror line?
Yes, Natawana, we've said that is perfectly okay. If for you, you can do that, that is okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, the procedure you've done is the normal one, but that is also fine.
Okay, Paula Kazina, you're coming again. Your hand has been up, yes.
So I was asking that once you've made these axes on the line, what do you join the point, let's say P to the point you found out by drawing the axis? What happens after? Do you just label that point as P prime? What happens?
We told you yesterday, you asked that very question, that after getting P prime, write down the coordinates of P prime.
No, so that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking that when you're done getting the axis with the compass on the mirror line, and then after you draw the point where they meet, do you label that point P point axis and then call that?
You label the point P prime or P axis. This is where the axes are meeting, so I put P complement. This
so
is
you don't join the line.
Q, so I put Q complement.
So you don't join the line, sir?
No, I don't join.
Not necessary.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay, Tronila, unmute and submit.
Okay, teacher. This acts you are doing, is it possible if you if your lines for Q collide with the ones for P, or you can change if you're doing X for Q, like that, you keep on at least adding a centimeter so that your work doesn't get disorganized, or you maintain the whole measurement throughout from P, Q, R.
Petronila, tell your siblings to go away for now.
Your background had noise. We didn't get you clearly.
No, she was asking whether this counts.
Isabel forgot to muted.
Okay, teacher, let me repeat my question. Teacher, I was saying that the distance you're using for the compass for P, then if you go to Q and you find that your arcs collide with the ones for P, is it wrong, or you can keep on at least adding a centimeter so that your arcs don't collide to make you get confused?
Okay, it's better not to use the same. But still, that doesn't stop you from getting the right answer. But it's better not to use the same.
And they shouldn't necessarily be a centimeter apart, as long as they are not on the same point.
Yes, Priscilla, you're the only hand remaining. Priscilla? I think we can go to the next
Okay,
question.
I think we can go to the last one. The last one was 2, 4. 2 on the x-axis, then 4 on the y-axis. 2, 4 is here, and this is the point R. Okay? After getting it, still the same steps. Let me do this one very fast. I stand here, adjust my compass. The radius of the compass is your choice. As long as you maintain it throughout, I can make it big, and then, okay, I can even go, let me put it here. So I cut there, and then here. I stand here. I don't go to the same side where the object is. I have to go to the opposite side. I hope everyone knows that. Another person will go back this side. That will be wrong. I go to the opposite side. That's where the image is. So opposite side, I cut. Then here. Okay. Oh, that means that I have to extend this one here, and they are meeting here. So this is my point. This is R complement. And what will be the answer to that one? What are the coordinates? R complement. Sorry?
4, 2.
4, 2. 4, 2.
4, 2. 4, 2.
Yes, 4, 2, thank you.
4, 2.
We are together there, yeah. Tatiana, it is 4, 2, thank you. So that's very good. And this is the image of R, which we are calling R complement. So that is it. That's number 1. Mrs. Kisambi is going to take us through number 2. That's number 1. So is there any question, by the way, before I go away? Mr. Sari.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Alunguse,
Excuse me, teacher. Excuse me, teacher.
Can I copy the second question?
Excuse me, teacher. I was asking if there can be a decimal point like 1.2, or maybe they can, when they maybe 2, when the x-axis is maybe 2 and the y-axis can be 1.2. I'm asking if there can be a decimal point.
Just say it estimates the points in
I have that teacher's gonna now leave.
Let's see. Maybe one of the teachers can respond. As you ask, I don't know what's happening though. Mr. Sally, can you be responding to them? To the different questions? As we wait for the teachers to come back.
Oh, okay.
Mute your audios.
Can she repeat her question? Because it seems Mr. Sally and Mr. Sanjove's mics are muted.
Yes. So so please ask the questions. Teacher Martha is here to attend to your questions.
Teacher, I was asking if we can have a decimal point.
If you have a decimal point, of course, that will depend on the scale you've used. So if you have a decimal point, you estimate depending on the kind of scale you used at the beginning. I don't know whether that answers you.
Or also the other problem could arise from the type of graph paper. There are some different types of graph papers and some are not clear. So some graph papers, you may find some boxes than others. So that could also be the problem. The other third problem could be while you're using your compass, remember we said you don't adjust it. It may be loose as you're taking your mark, or as you're making your mark, it adjusts itself a bit. But in most cases, it should be, they should be whole numbers, really.
So do the coordinates of the image have to be opposite to the ones of the object?
Sorry?
Do the coordinates of the image have to be opposite to the coordinates of the object?
That is because of that line we've used. It is not always the same. She's talking about 1, 2 becoming 2, 1.
This was the object had 2, 4, but then the image has 4, 2. According to the mirror, y minus x equals to 0. But now we have a different line here, which is acting as the mirror line. So we are going to see the images will change.
Okay. So that's not something to memorize.
Yeah, don't memorize.
That's not something to memorize.
Teacher? Teacher? Teacher?
Yes.
I was asking, where after you've marked the points and everything, is it possible that, I mean, after you've constructed and gotten the points, is it possible for you to like outline it in pen? Because you said pencil rubs off easily. So now is it okay if you outline with pen so that it actually stays?
Are you talking of the curves you make using your compass?
Yes, like after you make it with the...
You can leave them, otherwise your work will be too
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yes, girls, we have 6 minutes to go, but we have another question here. I hope we have seen it. Find the images of the points. We have point A, which has coordinates -5, 1. B has 4, 1. C is 3, 6. And D has 2, -1. Point E has 3, 4. So they want us to find the images of those points after reflection in the line y is equal to x plus 1. Which means that our mirror line here is the line y is equal to x plus 1. As Mr. Matumbo explained before, we must look for coordinates to use for plotting this line. So the mirror line we had before is different from this one. So we have to remember how do we plot these lines. Now we have this table of values. This table, I hope we can see it. Yes. Has x, y. Okay, so we said it is better you choose points which are close to 0. In this case, we may take x to be 0. If x is 0, it means that y will be equal to 0 plus 1, which means that the value for y here will be 1. Remember, we said that if x is equal to 0, in this case, y is 1, which means that the coordinates we have for this would be 0 and 1. So this is the first point. We need 3 points, but even 2 points can be enough for you to draw that line. So we need to get the second point. If x is, can someone give us the value of x?
2.
Okay, thank you. If x is 2, then y would be equal to 2 plus 1, which means that y is equal to 3. And our coordinates here would be 2 and 3. Then we look for the third point. Another point. What is the value?
-1.
-1. So if
-5.
1, then y will be equal to -1 plus 1. What is -1 plus 1?
0.
0.
And the coordinates here will be -1 and 0. So we have 3 points that we have. We have the first one is 0, 1. We have 2, 3, and then we have -1, 0. So we are going to plot these points to see how the line will look like. So let's go to the plotting. So the first point, the x value is 0. Okay. And y is 1. Let us plot. I hope So if we have 0, 1 and x is 0, y
Recording
is 1.
in progress.
So we have
Recording.
So please use a different paper. The graph paper that you use for question 1 will be different from this one. Then the second point is 2, 3. When x is 2, y is 3. So we shall have our point here. And the third point, when x is -1, y is 0. So we have this point here. So those are the 3 points. We are now going to join them and we shall draw this. So we are drawing this line. We are drawing the line y equals to x plus 1. So after drawing it, we have to label this line. Okay. Yes, this is our line. Let us label the line. This is the line y is equal to x plus 1. Now, this is our mirror line. If you want to score this mark, you must always label this line. Remember to label the axes y and x, those are marks. Now, we want to see the first point is A, which is negative 5, 1. We have, yes, the point is here. So that is the point A, which has negative 5, 1. So we want to find the image of this point. So as it has been explained before, put your pointer at this point, point A, and then draw this arc. You may use any radius, which is convenient for you. So you can draw this up, you can draw it up, you can also draw this arc down. So after that, you maintain the radius and then put this pointer at one of the arcs. So you put up here, you're going to draw this, is it? Then you change this arc. So we have this. Okay, so these two arcs are intersecting at this point, and therefore we shall have to name this as our A prime. So we need to record those points. What are the coordinates of this image, A prime, after reflection in the line y equals to x plus 1?
0, negative.
0, 4.
0, negative 4. 4.
0, negative. So that is A prime. Our time is up, but you can do the rest. We are left with B, C, D, E. So you have data assignment. Using the same procedure, you can go ahead and complete those numbers. But remember, label the axes first thing, then draw that mirror line, label the line. Those are marks that you shouldn't have to miss.
Yes, our time is far spent.
Yes, we are summarizing.
All right.
Yes. So girls, in the next lesson, we shall expect the B complement, C complement, D complement, and E complement. And then you give us your answers. We have ours.
I never said a question.
Before, can you wait, please? Then after that, we shall learn how to reflect an object, either a triangle or a rectangle. We've been reflecting points. So in our lessons to come, we shall be reflecting objects or figures. Actually, figures.
Figures.
Yes. So complete that number, you give us your answers, and then we move on. That question should be the last thing.
I don't know whether we can take a few hands. One person to Kobsinje. Kobsinje.
Sorry, I left my hand up.
Rina Natkunda, unmute and submit.
Are the answers supposed to be the same?
Yes. Yes. But we said you write your answers off the graph. So don't write your answers on the graph paper, write them off the graph. The answers
Teacher,
must
okay. Excuse me. So what if your graph book has only graph papers, not ruled?
You can write far below maybe.
You may also write far below this graph, but do not interfere your answers with these markings.
They write this question in those graphics. So, and the question is not on the same page as they are. So the answers can be here.
Put the answers just below where you wrote that question. Even if your book is all graph book throughout, where you wrote the question, just below it, you leave some space for the answers.
Is it okay? So we can't continue. Time is not on our side.
So where do we put the compass?
The pointer, you should always identify the object. So the point of the compass must always be at the object. In this case, the object is point A. So your pointer should be at A, then you draw the arcs along the mirror.
Okay.
Okay.
So then what afterwards?
Thanks, teacher.